Hey there, my name is Pravus, and welcome to Humankind. This is a relatively new 4X strategy game, just came out a few weeks ago, and a lot of people on YouTube have been clamoring to play this ever since it came out. I'm probably one of the few strategy gamers who has not spotlighted it on the channel yet, and today we are going to change that. I did put out a poll on YouTube, you guys said you'd like to see it, so I am more than happy to oblige. The premise of the game is very similar to Civilization. We are going to be starting with a society in the Neolithic era, and then developing it up to the modern era by tweaking our culture, researching technologies, and just generally rushing to become the most prestigious and famous society in the world. Let's go ahead and start up a new game. Now, as far as our settings, I think we're going to leave things more or less the same by default. A large map here should be fine. I really wish that there was a option here to increase the amount of luxury or strategic goods in the game, but if that exists, I have yet to find it. A normal pace will be fine. If we're playing on a higher difficulty, I do want to make sure we have plenty of turns to work with, because that's important for moving your units. And speaking of difficulty, we're going to be moving this up to Humankind difficulty, which is the maximum available currently in the game. This might be a dumb idea, given that this is only the second time I've ever played the game, but you know what? You gotta learn somehow. Just be aware that going into this, there is a good likelihood that we are going to lose, but I certainly am going to try my best. Alright, let's go ahead and start up a game. Okay, and here we are. Now, you may have noticed, if you've never seen this game before, we do not choose a starting culture or character. Rather, everyone kind of starts off in the same boat as a simple nomadic tribe, and over time we will be developing our culture into something different. Early game, I'm kind of hoping to go for Egyptians, but we will see. So here is our starting tribe, and we're going to be wandering around the map, exploring, trying to gather up any resources and goodie huts that are called curiosities in the game. Also looking for some good places to settle down a starting city. I'm not going to lie, I kind of like what I'm seeing already over here. This is actually a pretty reasonable spot. There are plenty of industry forests over here. There is some food. There is a river, and I see mountains not far away. We know that there's also incense, which is not very important, but any strategic resources you can get or luxuries is nice. All right, that's fine. Now, in order to find those curiosities a little bit faster, here's a weird trick in the game, and I expect this to get patched out someday, but it hasn't yet, weirdly enough. We can hit auto-explore, and for some reason, the AI that takes over my units knows where all the curiosities are on the map in the fog of war. I don't know where they are, but the AI knows. So by clicking on this, case in point, we had no idea where that was. The game knew, so they went and just got me some extra food. Thank you. Very weird, right? I don't know why that's still a thing in the game. I really feel like they need to take that away kind of sooner rather than later. But we will see. All right, there's some ambergris over here. Okay, science and stability, but actually pretty good. There is some extra incense over here, which means if we did settle in this general zone, we would get some extra luxury resources to trade. Could be kind of good. So what you're looking for in the very beginning of the game, as many curiosities as possible. We want to get food. The more food you have, you can start getting more units. More units means you can start spreading out and exploring and covering more ground a little bit faster, so it's generally worth doing that if you can. Here's some more food. Let's go ahead and grab it, and boom, we found some nuts, which means I have an extra unit. I'm going to take this second unit and move you out over here, and then set you to auto... No! Wrong unit! Okay, well, this unit will go over this direction, I guess. I wanted to have these guys go auto-explore, but I messed that up. These guys are heading down this way. How much you want to bet there's a curiosity I can't see? It's just a little bit silly, isn't it? Yeah, I'm actually thinking that this is a pretty good spot for a settlement. It's a really good spot. We may come back to this, but let's see what else is in the area. In order to settle down an outpost and claim this territory, you need to spend influence. Influence can only be gained from some curiosities, so we do need to find some of those. Let's see if there's one right over here. In fact, there is. Hello. All right, we found that. There's also an unknown strategic resource on the map here. Okay, good to know. Now that we have 5 influence, I think I actually might just go ahead and claim the territory. And the game is recommending this spot, which is kind of one I was already having my eyes on. 9 food and 15 industry. Not bad. Industry is perhaps the most important resource in the game, but I really like the idea of having a good amount of food to also build up my population, so I'm happy with that. I also saw more curiosities up that direction. I'm going to have you go over this way. So we're going to turn off auto-explore for a second, just kind of try to pick the direction they go, and find out what else is going on over here. I see more coastline. I'm wondering if we're actually in a surprisingly good strategic location as far as the ocean kind of at my back. Maybe, maybe not. Now, we don't have to turn this into a city. This is only an outpost to gather up resources. But if we want to, we could develop it into a city a little bit later, which I think is going to be a good idea. Now, how do you get out of the Neolithic era? Well, you got to do a few things. First off, you have to gain some stars, and stars are a fun little thing in this game. The way you win is by gathering fame. And one of the best ways to get fame is to get era stars. And each individual era, like the Neolithic era, Ancient era, Classical era, etc., there's a bunch of different objectives, and if you can accomplish them, you get a star and some fame. Whoever has the most fame at the end of the game wins. It doesn't even matter if the other person has conquered most of the world. If you had the most fame, you win the game. In order to get out of an era, though, you need some stars. So we have to at least get one of these goals completed in order to move on. We could do that by having 5 population, which means find lots of food, get some science from curiosities, or hunt animal units. Any of those would work just fine, and the faster we can get out of this era, probably the better. So we'll see. Let's go gather up this science like so. Thank you. That's also some extra influence. I could set up another outpost relatively soon. I saw some food curiosities over here as well. We are going to want to get that. Hey, look, more food. It just popped up right here. Thank you, nuts. That's great. So we're actually getting kind of close to being able to have a couple of our units grow a couple more population. And the more population we have, just generally the better. The Fungal Hoarder? Shift to fixed abodes hasn't been easy for the tribesmen and women who settled in the outpost, but they persevered and now thought of the land as home. When they discovered that one of their number has been hoarding mushrooms that he found in a nearby cavern, it was a great blow to the spirit of the tribe. They want to banish him for good. Okay. Well, we could do a banishment, which means that city defense research is cheaper, which is probably pretty good. Protect Bountiful for 10 turns, which just means extra food, so we'll get that population up a little bit faster. I might go for that. Or alternatively, we just start gaining some science. All of these could be useful. I'm thinking either protect or retain. 10 turns of 5 food means that I probably will get at least 1 or 2 more population before I leave the Neolithic era. It kind of guarantees that I can move on into the Ancient era soon. So this might be the way to go, though the extra science is tempting. I think we'll go for protect. Yeah, we're just going to do that. We protect. It's good. All right, so you're going to go that direction, then you're going to start working your way up over here. Try to avoid that river. Darn it, we got on the river. Getting onto a river takes up all your movement points, pretty much always. But once you're on a river, you can travel down the river, or up it, I guess, at a surprisingly fast pace. So, yeah, that's a thing. Let's go ahead and move up over this way. Hey, look, more food. That means more units. Thank you. Okay, so we take this guy. Wait, let's see. Well, they both have the same amount of movement. Okay. I'm going to have you go this way, and you go back up this way. Hey, look, more food. Grab food, and you grab food. We're just trying to get more units. I could actually have this guy double back and go up over here instead. That would take another 2 turns, but it would get me some extra pops. Is that the way to go? Guarantee that the more food is where I want it? Maybe. Yeah, maybe that's actually the better way to go. What else are we finding over here? Copper? Okay, good to know that there are more strategic resources. I'm looking to see if there's another zone that I really want to claim. We could claim this over here, for example. If I were to do that, it would take 20 influence. Yeah, we don't have that yet. Okay, we got to find more curiosities, dang it. Got to find more curiosities. Let's get over here, grab this food. These are cliffs, so we can't do much of anything over here. That was only worth 5 food, unfortunately. There's a curiosity that I need. Excellent. You go this way, and you go this way. Well, lo and behold, it turns out there's actually plenty of food to go around. All right. Well, we'll let you grab this first, and then if it turns out that was only 5, we can guarantee you're good to go with the next one. So we'll just keep moving off this direction. I need to cover ground. I need to find more spots. I think this will end up being my starting city, but I'd like to know what else we have as an option. Grab this. That's some extra influence. We're up to 15. I would need 20 to claim another zone. I'm going to set you to auto-explore now and see if you can find some more curiosities up this way. Lo and behold, there's some food. What do you know? Go here, and we got another tribesperson. Excellent. You go ahead and grab this then. That's another 10. Excellent. And we'll set you to auto-explore. And we'll set you to auto-explore. And just see what else we can find. There is some more curiosities here. Okay. Curiosities can spawn wherever there is fog of war, so even if you've explored an area, you can technically have more things appear. So sometimes it's worth keeping your units kind of locally and just letting them stay on auto-explore, and they'll just keep finding everything automatically. We could split off another unit. And I think that's tempting. Yeah, we're gonna let you also do some auto-exploring and see what else we can find. Marble, hello. That's actually not bad. This works well if you have a high population city, though, because it's industry per worker. By the way, if some of these symbols for resources look familiar, that's because this game is developed by the same people who made Endless Legend, which is another game that I really do enjoy. All right, so we are now able to move on to the next era. We have no idea what everyone else has done. Maybe we are the first ones to get to choose our culture. Let's see. Anyone else? No, we are indeed the first. Well, that's a good position to be in. Okay. So, in this game, whenever you adopt a new era, you can change your culture. That means you can become Aztecs, who then become Spanish, who then become Japanese. It really changes, but every different culture has some different perks associated. For example, the Mycenaeans over here, right? This is a militaristic civilization, which means we have cheaper units and more experience whenever we create units, so that's just going to be a permanent passive buff for the rest of the game. There's also a special district that they can build, and here's all the different stats for what they can do. One of the best civs in the game you can go for in the beginning is the Harappans, which is food. So if you have a river, which we do, this could result in me getting lots and lots of extra food. We could also build the canal network, which is also worth a lot of food. So this is going to be pretty much enough to set me on food for a lot of the game. They also have a unique unit, the runners. Okay. Ignores movement penalties from forests. Not terrible. Not necessarily what I want, though. The other option that I like to go for is the Egyptians. And I say I like to go for, this is still my second time playing, but I've kind of figured out a lot of this stuff. Egyptians are industry titans at the beginning of the game. And industry is oh so very, very important in this game. I'm kind of leaning toward going for Egyptians. So extra industry on all tiles producing industry, plus districts are cheaper. That's so good. Egyptian pyramids are our special district. We can get some influence, some industry. Lose some stability, but that's okay. Extra adjacency per Miker's quarter, and yeah, that's good. And then we have a unit. Now, the Egyptian unit is powerful, but not as useful immediately. You first have to research the wheel technology, and you need horses as a strategic resource, which I have no guarantee that I'm going to find horses. But they're very good. It's a ranged cavalry unit. So you can put these guys in the back line and move really fast and kill people. I think we're going to go with the Egyptians because I think industry is king, but the Harappans are also a good choice. Beyond that, you could also go for the Zhao over here. They're not bad if you want to go for some early game science and stability. Very good at stability, but I don't care too much about that. Babylonians, science-based, yeah. Nah, Egyptians are the way to go. All right, we're going to adopt this, and this will be my patent buff for the rest of the game. Let's go ahead and confirm. And in the next turn, we will indeed become the Egyptians. Oh, also, fun fact, we actually did unlock a couple of stars here. So we got the population star as well as the knowledge star. We only needed one of these, but getting two of them means I get a little extra fame before I leave this era, so that's nice. We are not going to kill any animals in time, but that's a-okay with me. We could try to get up to this lair and see if there's anything else that these guys have that I want. Not sure that they will, but we will see. And we have a new event, a tribe's legacy. You stand at the crossroads. For many moons, the tribe has trekked the wilderness, slowly, tortuously, learning the secrets of the world. Okay, so now we have to decide in what domain the tribe will truly sharpen its knowledge for the ages to come. Makers adds Wattle and Daub legacy trait. Extra industry per population on city or outpost. Well, that's good. Alternatively, plant lore or astronomy. So food is not as important to in this game as it would be in many other 4X games, in my personal opinion, and I think a lot of people do agree. It's good to have, but like it's not something you fight over. What you really want is industry and then science. So I'm kind of leaning toward we go for industry as our focus, though going for some astronomy would help me kind of even out the benefits we're getting as the Egyptians so that we can get a little extra science. But I think I'm going to end up going with this. Let's go for makers. There we go. All right, everyone doing their thing already? I think so. Let's end the turn. And yes, the narrator's going to do his thing. We move on into the next era. And we're Egyptians now. Change your clothes, everybody. There you go. All right, so we changed that. I'm going to let them continue to explore for at least a little while. Oh, I got an achievement from Xbox. Thank you. That's actually how I got the game. It's free. Hey, look, horses. Okay, so we actually do want to grab a couple of these different zones and make sure we claim these horses. It's going to be very, very important that we do that. We want to explore a little bit further into this map. I'm going to turn off the auto-explore on you, because we may want to settle somewhere. Let's see. There's some mountains, some food over here. We'll turn off auto-explore on all these guys for a minute. I need to, next turn, figure out what we want to do here. I'm going to set up an outpost and make sure we grab this, because horses are important. Strategic resources are surprisingly hard to come by in this game. They're really shockingly hard to come by, so yeah, we definitely want to take whatever we can get. So I see here that we have to engage in a fight. Something is attacking me. Okay. Let's go ahead and move How do we want to do this? So they're probably going to be up over here. I want them to come toward me and abandon the high ground. We also want to protect our flag. The way that combat is going to work in this game is it's very much like Endless Legend. You're going to have your units move around in turns on their various hexes and attack people. But there's also a capture the flag kind of moment for your reinforcements, and if you lose control of your flag, then after a couple of turns of combat, you lose the fight. So you want to play capture the flag where you can. Let's end deployment. It's a bear. Oh, no! Okay, well, turns out we were fine here. Let's go ahead and attack and kill said bear. Bye, bear! All right, the bear is dead. Cool. I don't even think I gained much out of that, except now we can go into this lair. And I'm going to ransack it, which is going to destroy it, and it looks like it's going to get me some gold. Not super crucial to get, but alrighty. We will work with some of that. Okay, anything else I need to do? Well, first off, let's go to my city and see what is going on here. We want to evolve this into a city now, I think, so we'll do that right now. There we go. All right, first city is placed. Hello, Memphis. Now we have to decide what we want to do with it. We could place down some Egyptian pyramids, which are going to exploit resources. They count as a maker's quarter, which is the thing that we are slightly better at producing. So if we place these over here, we could get up to like 6 more industry. Alternatively, we could place down a actual maker's quarter, but it's just a strictly worse version of this, so why do that? We could also get a farmer's quarter for a bunch of extra food. If we wanted to grow our population fast, that would be a thing to do. As is, I think we want... Well, we could go for some pottery workshop for the extra influence, and that would let me grab more territory faster. I think that's priority number 1, and moving the citizen over to industry lets me build this in 2 turns instead of only 3. So we'll start with that. There's also some units we can train here, but I'm not going to worry about that. Units do take up population whenever you want to train them up. So be aware that you want to have enough population in your city to train up units. It actually isn't a bad strategy if you're going to have like 3 or 4 cities. Make one of them, at least, a high food city that regenerates its population quickly, so you can pump out lots and lots of units. So I don't know what the sanctuary is going to be over here. We should probably head toward that. We need to choose some science. So what do we want? Well, carpentry would make sense, given that we do have a fair bit of forests in the area. So this would let me get a lot of extra industry. We could also work toward those archers, which is nice. City defense, I don't think I need right now. Calendar would let me get a granary, which lets me get food for every farming population that's assigned, but we're not going to have that for a little bit. Okay. Yeah, I think carpentry is going to be the way to go. We'll start with that. And unlocking archers and stuff just generally isn't a bad idea. So you guys, did you ransack this or not? Maybe we didn't actually hit the ransack button. I may have messed that up slightly. What's up here? Gold? Okay. As well as some saffron. Yeah, some more luxury resources in this zone up over here. That's actually kind of tempting. All right, end turn. Now, again, I've only played this once before, but it's got enough of the same principles of a proper standard 4X game that I think I can safely say that I understand a fair bit what we're doing. There's a curiosity over here, and we also want to explore this area, so let's see what's happening here. We find 20 gold. Don't care too much. Settling an area here. Oh, we need 60 influence now? Oh, it's probably because it's too far away, isn't it? Let's move over here first. Yeah, okay. Because this zone is 2 areas away, it would be more costly to set up a new thing. So this isn't a bad spot, apparently. 12 food and 13 industry. It's not bad. I can work with that. Definitely the best of the 2 spots. All right, let's go ahead and place there. So we'll claim this territory as well. And now I need at least 20 influence to get the next one. But we're gaining 4 influence per turn, so maybe we can do something with that. But where do I think I'm going to place down a city? I like placing next to mountains. They're worth a lot of early game industry. Placing like right down over here, for example, may not be bad. Fairly defensible, right? You can only attack it from a couple of different directions, though it does have some access to coastal stuff right away. Could be bad for me. Fair bit of industry, fair bit of food. Yeah, maybe. Let's go ahead and just move off in this direction. And we'll just sort of sit tight here for this turn. Skip. And we'll see what they end up doing. So you guys finished ransacking, right? Let's go ahead and turn you on to Auto Explore. Once again, looking for more stuff. Getting back onto the river. Going to take me a little while. And you guys, we could go to the sanctuary. I guess I shall. There is a deer here. But we're stronger than a deer. Let's go ahead and ransack this as well for a little bit of extra gold. I see a couple more strategic resources. I also see some borders of some sort right here. Now that could be a territory held by another player. It probably is. We want to grab as much territory as we can in the early game. Because it's going to be very hard for me to expand once that happens. More bears, huh? I don't really see a point in fighting more bears. I don't really think I gain much of anything. Let's take a look at this era score here and see what we need to work on. So if we can get some districts built, we'll get stars. If we can grab more territory, or reach lots of influence, or have a high population, or make money, or make science, or kill things. I don't think bears count as military units, otherwise I would say that's good to do. So yeah, I don't know. This game really rewards a more balanced playstyle, I think. It really seems to. We have 20 summon influence. We can now settle over here. No, we can't. We need 70 influence. The cost keeps going up by a lot. Okay. Maybe I should have held off on grabbing this, but all right, that's probably fine. So one thing we can do with this, I could go ahead and turn this into another city, but I don't think that's wise. What we will be able to do is attach it to Memphis, and all of its production are then going to be sent over to the main city. So it's a pretty big boost in food and in industry. Let's take a look at Memphis and see what we can do here. No more buildings to work on. I think we go ahead and start building some of these Egyptian pyramids. If I place down over here, I think this could be a good spot. Trying to think. So districts do have impacts with other districts. You do want to plan a little bit as far as where you place these to actually get some benefits with each other. Maybe this isn't a bad spot. I guess we can do that. Sure. Let's go ahead and start placing down some of those. All right. And you guys, I don't know. Go ahead and auto-explore for a bit longer. It's going to be a while before I have enough influence to really do much of anything here. Though we are making a lot more influence all of a sudden. Let's keep these guys on auto-explore. I'm looking for anything else we can take. And you guys, same deal. Just go ahead. Find more curiosities. Find influence. Find science. Find anything at all. Hopefully these guys end up being friendly. They probably won't be. It's just my experience in these games. The AI is not friendly. The biggest threat I can think of in this game for me and my personal safety is an AI killing me early on. It could easily happen. And I'm hoping it doesn't, but let's be prepared for that possibility. If I were to do this... It looks like we would shave off 2 turns of a population growth. If we do this, we do add a turn onto our pyramid, though, so I do kind of want to stick on this. It's good to get early game population, but we're just going to have to live with it. So is this outpost done? No, 1 more turn and then they'll be done. Found a curiosity. Okay, done with that then. Go ahead and let them just keep auto-exploring. And somebody just created a city over here, so the other AI is doing something. Okay. I probably should start joining some of my units up together a little bit. At least let them travel in pairs. Because I think they'll be less likely to get sniped and murdered that way. Maybe this guy heads back toward home and just keeps exploring. We're getting fought by another bear. Okay. Well, I have no choice as far as where I deploy, so that's fun. I guess I move here. And I guess I move you here. Fun fact, by the way, units can move through your own units, and I think it doesn't take any movement to do that. Which has always been a little bit bizarre, but there you go. We can't attack this way, so I'm going to have to just go ahead and attack the bear the old-fashioned way. And then can you... Okay, you can't go through the bear, so there's nothing we can do here. You're just going to have to skip your turn. So we're going to get hurt a little bit, but the bear is dead. So did that count? It did not count as a military unit. See, I thought that would be the case, but there you go. Good to know. There's also some decent spots over here. Some money, fair bit of mountains. Settled right here, for example. It's worth a little bit. Not a lot of food, though. I don't know. Maybe not so good after all. What's over here? I want to know what's in this direction. Because I see some really big mountain ranges, and I'm inclined to think this means a very defensible location. Could be wrong. Hoping, though. Okay, so in Memphis, we finished building our first round of pyramids, and somebody else has chosen the Harappans. Yeah, the AI does tend to choose something like that. They are one of the best choices to go for. So we can't build another one of these pyramids yet, but we could go ahead and place down a farmer's quarter, and I guess I can go ahead and just build at least one, get some extra food. Probably isn't the highest of priorities. We can still shave off 1 turn here, and it's not going to take me any longer to build a farmer's quarter, so I might as well go for a slightly faster new pop. Now, over here, we can go ahead and link this. So I'm going to go ahead and do this. This does reduce the stability of the city, but now, all of a sudden, the city is looking a little bit better, isn't it? In fact, hang on, maybe we don't want to build this farmer's quarter. We could build ourselves another one of these emblematic districts and place it out over here. This would get me some extra influence as well, which is nice. Yeah, this is the best location for it. We should be placing down more of these, and I can speed it up by a turn, which I think is still probably worth it. Okay, so yeah, this whole area now belongs to the city. We could always detach it if we want to later, but I think we will keep it as is. You guys are going to get together over here and make sure that we are attached. Okay. And then beyond that, do we dare go into these guys' territory a little bit? I think maybe a smidge. I just want to see what's going on. But the Auto Explorer is getting a little bit less useful right now because I don't want to get too far away from home. I want to make sure that we are exploring nearby and looking for any other fun little goodies. Somebody else has chosen the Nubians as their culture. I am kind of surprised we got the first choice. Definitely didn't expect that. The Mycenaeans. Or Mycenaeans, or whatever. That was a militaristic civ. Okay. Well, not great. There's a good chance these guys are going to want to attack me in the early game. We could try to take the fight to them, kind of preemptively, but I think it's debatable whether or not that's a good idea. In the meantime, let's just keep exploring in our own area and try to keep away. I'm not looking to spend any resources on a war with these guys. I just don't see myself gaining a lot from that arrangement. At least not for a bit. Okay, moving on next turn. We're to 39 influence here. We're making 12 per turn now. That's good. Carpentry is researched. Excellent. So that means here in Memphis, after the Egyptians' pyramid is done, we should go ahead and work on carpentry. And if I were... Let's see, we're still going to take same number of turns. Might as well leave one of these guys on food just to grow a little faster then. We're going to go ahead and get these Egyptian pyramids going. The alternative, of course, would be to move on to science, and that would speed things up a little. Let's take a look at science and see what we want to get. So, domestication for horses? Yeah, if I had my other city being placed over here, that would be worthwhile. But we don't have access to horses yet. Masonry for stoneworks? Yes, we have mountains nearby. So I see stoneworks being very good for me. So we're going to go ahead and pick that up next. And that is going to take 25 turns? Good lord. That actually is very, very long. We can shave that down by 15 turns by moving somebody over here, and I have to say I think that is going to be the way to go. Okay. So finding some nice, lush-looking areas over here. Apparently we can found an outpost over here for 21. Holy crud. 10 and 21? That's great. That's really good. Do we just keep making our capital better instead of going for the horses? Kinda, yeah. I think it's worth establishing it. That's so many extra resources. I can't say no to that. It's too good. Too good. All right, gonna have you guys move up this way. You get over here. Get onto the river. We're gonna keep auto-exploring, heading back home a little bit. Now, the only downside of picking up this zone is it didn't have any luxury or strategic resources that I want, but once we attach it, I think it's going to be worthwhile. So these guys want to trade luxury goods. I accept.
Of course.
Not because I have any luxury goods that I want to trade with you, per se, so much as... Oh, actually, we do have some goods here. We have incense. Excellent. So much as I want to make sure that we have some good relations with our neighbors. I don't feel like getting jumped on if I don't have to, you know? All right, so that's another round of pyramids built up over here, which is fan-flippin-tastic. And now we're working on the lumberyard, which will translate into a fair bit of extra industry for me. And then, yeah, we could start working on our food district. 10 over here is actually going to be the better way to go by a long shot. Yeah, we don't want to do that. 11 turns for... Yeah, we need to get more population if we can. Okay. Seems reasonable. You guys go over this way. We're going to be increasing the power of the city very significantly in a little bit. So these guys are kind of outside of their own territory. There's a chance, I think, that they could attack me, which I don't love. You can go through other players' territory, just not their own city zones. Them's the rules.
Follow me.
Why? Oh, you can't go down a waterfall. Ha! Yeah, that makes sense. I was thinking, why don't you go down the river? Right, because they don't want to plummet to their death. The problem is that the AI has a tendency to attack whoever is nearby and weaker. It's an even fight in this case, but yeah, they might attack me. They might, we'll see. I'm going to be ending up this video here pretty soon, but first, let's go ahead and attach this to the capital. Why can't I? Ah, we need more influence for that first. Boo! All right, fine, fair enough. Fair enough, fair enough. Let's go over this way. Looking for any curiosities, anything exciting. No? Well, boo. Hey, a mammoth! Not a lot I can do about a mammoth right now. You guys, I'm going to go ahead and set to auto-explore. Okay. They went off this direction. There might be a curiosity over here, or there may be absolutely nothing. Fantastic plateaus over here, by the way. Like, this actually is a very good defensible location in this area if we wanted to have another city. We could try to go for some early aggression and try to attack another player. That is a thing that we could do. I actually need these guys to start heading down this way. I was going to stick by this, but you know what? I've changed my mind. We'll let them move off somewhere, but I need to head down this way and try to set up a city. We definitely want those horses. It's the only way I'm going to get access to some of my best units. So we have to try for it. What is this? It's not a natural wonder. New grievances are available. Okay, we could ask for reparations. I'm going to worry about war mechanics later. For now, we ignore. Go ahead and set you guys to auto-explore, see if they can find anything exciting. And, oh, they are attacking me. See? This is sort of what I'm talking about. The AI does have a tendency to attack. I only have one tile. I can't... Okay. Well, this complicates things. I can't actually get in here and do much. Can you move? There we go. Now we have access to both my units. Well, we will anyway. Okay, so he's going to attack me again. Wait, can I not? Oh, there we go. So what I'd like to do is take away his high ground advantage. Attack him from there. I'm a little concerned. I'm going to back you off. Let's see what he does. Okay, he attacked me from the low ground, which is kind of a dumb thing to do, but that's because he's trying to take my flag. I have 1 round to retake it. Okay, I think we just lost that fight, technically. But, I didn't lose anything out of the arrangement. The fight just ended, which is okay. I now gain some war support to use against the Mycenaeans. My population is now hungry for war, which is kind of fun. We have to go the long way around, I'm afraid, to try and get down to the horses, because these guys are hanging out over here trying to claim another zone. So they want to take this zone, huh? All the more reason I need to get down here ASAP and try to take these horses before he can do anything else over there. And I think we're going to end this video here. So I think this is a pretty decent first start. We're making a reasonable amount of influence at the beginning of the game. We have a pretty hefty amount of industry coming in already. 56 industry per turn is a lot. But we are hurting hard for things like food. But you know what? It's fine. The more industry you have, the more districts you can build, and they get you food just as readily as any of your population being assigned. So I think in a few turns, we will find ourselves in a much better position. Thank you all very much for watching. I hope you are looking forward to this series. If so, I would ask you to hit that like button, leave a comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time.